Hi everyone. So this is kind of like an oops-a-daisy video that I'm gonna make. So here I have a tiger frame that I've done, and my friend came over. She really liked this one, so I'm gonna make her a similar nail foil one. And this was the first attempt. This has got to be one of the worst looking nail foils that I have ever done in my life. It looks horrible. This area in particular is atrocious, but I am going to still try and fix it by doing another layer of nail foil. So this is what I thought everybody would be interested in. This happens sometimes, and usually what I do is I have the base underneath it be something that is a similar color. So if you miss just a little bit, oh, it just looks black. But this one, I had it in this white. It's really obvious. So I think that this is a perfect time to really show everyone how I do a nail foil that has gone this horribly wrong. So first of all, what we're gonna do is we cannot try and apply a new layer of the nail foil the way it is. So first we need to kind of clean up any edges that might be there. We don't want it to keep accumulating layers of things. For those of you that are regular viewers, if there's something specific that you would like or that you're interested in, please let me know. I'm doing my best. I have recently been very fascinated with the process of actually doing the 3D print and been trying to work on actually designing my own, which is taking a lot of time. So I have been doing less of this. So what we do is a solid, wait a minute. Oh, that's quite shallow there. Let me do a little, I hate to rub off some of the foil, but that is very, very shallow for the gel. Make that a little flatter. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a solid coat to have a flat surface to work with before we try to adhere a new layer of nail foil. Some of the time when I've done these patterns, especially if I know I'm not going to use it frequently, then I won't do a whole brand new piece the way I'm gonna do here, and I'll just try and match up the patterns. But this is for a friend of mine, and she only wants a few, and so I really want this to look nice for her. So I want to do a nice clean coat. If this doesn't work, then I'll just start from scratch basically, because I don't want it to be too heavy. The advantage of going over a broken one that didn't adhere well like this is if you have it not adhere well again, as long as it doesn't adhere well in the same place, what will peek through will be this tiger pattern. So the advantages are that you already have some of this tiger pattern on there. So if some of it doesn't adhere right, you can still get what it will end up looking pretty good. And I believe I had a lot of issues with the last tiger one I did, and it took 2 rounds to make it look good enough that it was wearable. And I am not as picky with myself as I am for others. Like, I often will make something that is much more subpar for myself than friends, or definitely like if I was selling. Like if I was selling, I don't even know if I would sell any of the ones that I make for myself currently, because every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, it has this lump, or this doesn't even, but nobody notices when you actually wear the glasses, to be honest. Nobody sees that part of it. Okay, I'm going to put this in the UV to cure, and I'm going to come right back, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about with the mismatched patterns. Here we go. So this is a prime example of when I had some mismatched pattern. You can see like right there, that didn't quite line up. And I really wish I hadn't tried to do this because this didn't quite align. And I tried to do the pattern to line it up and it didn't there. And actually, it never even actually managed to adhere right. That little yellow dot there is actually from a marker. I could never get it to adhere, and it had a white base. And so I just dotted it with yellow marker, permanent Sharpie, before I did the gloss over it. And as soon as you have it from a distance, nobody can tell. It's like slightly misaligned, but not enough to be super noticeable. And I made these yellow ones. I don't really look good in yellow. You see how pale my skin is. But I'm a teacher, and my house is the Eagle House, which is yellow. And I've actually always considered myself a Hufflepuff. So I figured it would get enough use that it would be worth to have a yellow. But I even did a little bit of yellow mark along the edge to make the white blend in. But the white underneath makes this yellow pop. If I had put this under a black, it would have looked horrible. So there's that. Another thing I have bought, and I hate the waste of it, but I absolutely love these tiny little alcohol pads. Every time I sit down to make now, I pull one out. It takes off all of this UV gel and glitter and all this other stuff. And then I just put it back in there. I use it to clean my brushes, all kinds of stuff. And then at the end of the session, I can throw that away. So I get one per like whatever session I'm doing. Okay, so we put this on. We have this nice flat surface now to hopefully adhere the foil better. So now we're going to do much less. I want to be generous, but I don't want to be too generous because I'm worried about it getting a little too thick. If you hear some noise in the background, I'm sorry. That's my washing machine. It is laundry day, and it is really loud on the spin cycle, so I'm sorry about that. I do love doing nail foils because the patterns just come out so fast. I've honestly thought about like all these other ones that I see that are like the Cricut, but honestly the Cricut is not that cheap here in China, believe it or not. Probably it's imported, and I don't know if I could even use a Chinese version. See, this one I was a little too generous, so even though I'm making sure everything gets coated, if I get a little bit extra on the brush, I just put it back in actually the container. Now, because this one didn't adhere very good on the edges, I'm trying to make sure I get as much of these edges as possible. I really want this to stick. So we have to make sure, and because we've already treated it once, it's hard to know exactly where the shiny part is and if it matches up. Yes. All right. I don't want to get UV gel all over the nail foil. Okay, so let's dig out some nail foil. And I've actually gone through a lot of this because I've been using all solid pieces because I wanted to keep this tiger pattern. But honestly, you could probably piece several ones together if you were really careful about it. All right, there we go. I'm gonna turn that over. And honestly, I just don't know how many tiger ones I'd even want. So I haven't felt bad about using a lot of it. I keep the pieces so I can always piece it together if I need to. If I get desperate, if I get someone that really needs some tiger print glasses, you know, and they're like, Heather, we need you. It's a tiger print glasses emergency. Who knows? All right. So because we had a lot of problems with the adhering this time, we really want to make sure. So I'm pressing down and kind of looking to see if I get a little bit of the gel seep out around the edges, because that usually indicates that it's very connected to the gel. Hopefully that will be enough. We'll stick that back in. Just making sure, sometimes when I put these foils in, my nail one is quite tight, and and it will like lift up off of it. Okay, so that's curing in there. It shouldn't take that long. I'm not even gonna put it on the 45-second. I'm just looking, I'm gonna show you guys, I'm pretty excited. I just got in some of my winter nail foils, and I've got like some holographic snow, and I've got some black and white snow. I'm working on, this one's gonna be a winter scene based on my ginkgo tree. So I have a ginkgo tree scene that I do with this chunky ginkgo glitter, and I've painted a fall one and I have a summer one. And for my winter concept, we're gonna do the tree, and there's not gonna be any leaves up here. They're all gonna be like lower on the ground, and the tree here, and like snow. So I'm pretty excited. I think it'll look really good. And I'm gonna do that as a video for you guys, but that video is going to focus on the painting aspect rather than on the placement of the chunky glitter, because I am trying to be more specific with the skill sets so that I don't have to keep repeating for you guys. Oh, this is how I sand a blank, this is how I do this, and you know, you guys are probably all tired of that. So I'm trying to focus on specific skills for each video. All right, let's see how it did. Right. Looks attached. Please. Oh, everywhere but that little edge. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And I might be able to go in and put a little black marker there and fix that up. But overall, that is so improved. That is what we're looking for. So we'll do that. We'll clean this up a little bit, but there you go. Fixing a nail foil gone wrong. I hope that helps some of you guys out there.